Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop, shimmy, shimmy, rock. Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop. Haven't heard that? You happy?
Yes. Hamskea Epsilon. Today, watch this video. We're going to install this on a V3X. We're also going to go over the breakdown on how you can put this on any bow, strengths and weaknesses, honest review. We're talking about Hamskea, and we're going to build some custom strings. Here we go. What's up, Daily Fitness Man, MFJJ. We're at Spokane Valley Archery. Here's what we're doing today. Number one, strings. I put my strings to the ringer, hunting brush country, oak brush in Arizona, Manzanita, as well as
just
hammered my strings. I'm a huge advocate of pretty much swapping out at least strings once a year. So we're gonna do that today. Next, we're gonna swap this out for the new Epsilon from Hamskea. I'm pretty excited about that. It's awesome, and we're gonna do that at the very end of the video. I'm gonna make you watch till the end. People need to send their bows here to get the podium strings that I run. You're not gonna ship strings.
No, I don't want to for a couple of reasons. One, I wanna ensure that everything leaves correctly and everything's perfect, and the only way you're really gonna know that is if you put it on a bow. If there's a variance or some kind of little minute change, I want to have it to be able to do that. And two, if you stretch your string out and don't put it directly on the bow, it'll recompress, and then you have to shoot it in a little bit. If you take it straight out of the stretcher after it's done and put it right on a bow, that doesn't happen. So because of that, I don't ship strings. You must ship it here, but we try to get the turnaround pretty quick. And this year we've actually changed from putting people on a waiting list to if it gets shipped here, it goes to the front of the line. So it should only take a week or less to turn it around.
Check out the string maker video. I am gonna put a pop-up link right there. We filmed Josh start to finish how he makes strings, but for today, we're just going to make a string because this thing is beat up. And then next, we'll install the rest. BCY 454.
Yes, sir, it is.
And is there any dyes in this string, or is it natural?
It is natural.
Kind of like me, all natural?
Yeah. Well, I like to think so, but
you never know. I could be TRT
yeah,
in it.
You could be, well, you know, you do recover quite quickly.
There you go.
You've served your owner well.
Anybody want this? I mean, it's still good, but it's seen some stuff.
Yeah. You've only had this thing like 5 months.
I hung it my
dirty
ass
as
off
shit
this year. Comment below if you want this. I'll ship it to you. You gotta be a subscriber.
That'll be some comments. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. Freebies. Oh, I love freebies. It's got that extra ElkShape juju on it.
Yeah,
right?
it does.
All right, so.
Wow, first impressions.
Oh, this thing's dope, man. Like this is everything that rest should have been, and at a weight that's drastically lighter for sure.
You talk about like weight matters, but then you don't even have a scale.
Oh, don't be a dick. There was one here, I couldn't find it. Where's that little piece of string we were using? You want to weigh them, don't you? Didn't you say you wanted to weigh them? Oh, there you go. 5.0058 ounces. 4.3362. So it's what? Almost an ounce?
Almost an ounce.
Almost an ounce, not quite. Oh, you do have your little rest thing missing, and that one's on there too.
Yeah,
so it's probably an ounce. And it does have the little shot cord and more cord than yours has. So yeah, it's probably an ounce. So you're shaving an ounce here, which is, you know, it's not terrible. You know, if you look at that guy that normally comes on it, and then this guy that goes in place. So there's an ounce and a quarter, give or take.
And it's streamlined.
Yep. So it's not a big difference, but enough that you will be able to weigh it at least. But this actually lines up really, really clean. I looked at one on a bow yesterday that we didn't bolt it on, I just lined it up to the back of that. So it does not directly attach to the licensed QAD dovetail, but it does bolt directly up to it like it would be and should be. Snug as all can be. Oh, they put the shot cord on it now? So they got rid of the spring that always gets stretched out here and put the little shot cord system on it. was a wise decision on their part. That's what came on the primer, now it just comes on this guy too. We're going to go into the inside here on the Hamskea bracket. So the cord comes as far in as we can, so it hopefully clears the quiver. It looks like it will, but I won't know until I tighten it up. So we're going to go like that. Just clears. You put a piece of paper through there. Not much more. It's about as tight as you can get it. And voila, we are 13/16 off the riser, square to the bolt hole, ready to run it through paper. When you're installing this, the other option you do have, you can pull this screw out 180, this whole assembly, screw it back in and run the cord up here if you'd rather go up, if like this makes you uncomfortable, how close that is. To me, that's ideal. It's super good. But if that makes you uncomfortable, you can 180 this, do your limb attach here, and keep your quiver away over here. I just like to try to keep stuff out of the sight picture, and it runs the cord closer to the sight picture. You probably wouldn't see it. It's outside the cables, but that's just me. But you can go either direction depending on your configuration. It does flip, and all the Hamskeas are like that. This is the best rest ever made, hands down, not even close. The way it integrates, the way it bolts, they do make a universal attaching one, and your windage and elevation are all micro click, and it's slim driven, and you can remove the top cage. I don't know what else to tell you, kids, other than this is the best thing I've ever seen. You should absolutely hands down have one, and it is a 1/10 of an ounce lighter than the original, and it still has all the same bearing systems, micro driven, rear mounted. It doesn't get better. I don't know how you'd improve on this. This thing is the bomb, hands down.
Yeah. All right, guys, this is where I come in and ask my, like, I'm not as smart as Josh, and I'm way better looking, but I'm not as smart, so can I adjust the launch blade if it's for some reason
angle-wise?
Yeah.
You know what? You should be able to. Let me look. Yeah, see these little 2 screws in the bottom here, kiddos? That's for adjusting the angle that it sits at, so you can screw one in and unscrew the other one, and it'll change the angle that the launcher stops at. That's actually where the internals stop at. It doesn't hit the cage, it doesn't hit the riser, it stops. So if you did move it to a position where you'd be afraid, as you were mentioning earlier, what if it's hitting my riser? Well, you adjust it there and stop it from hitting your riser. But if your rest is 13/16 off the riser, it can't hit the riser. So if you're hitting the riser, you might want to ask, where did I move my rest to in order for that to happen?
Next question. Let's just say I've shot a few arrows and my blade's starting to come up a little bit. How do I quickly tighten it back down?
Allen wrench and a screw and the cord. So you leave a little tail end when you cut off what's left over, grab onto it with your fingers. If you got the right size Allen wrenchy, loosen a full turn, pull, tighten, done. Pretty simple.
In this instance, would you put this guy?
I haven't drawn it to hear it, so if it's quiet, I probably wouldn't. But they're probably giving you that because it probably does make a little something something when it slides across it, and then you may want to roll it on there. And this should never wear out. If this is wearing out, your launcher's at the wrong angle and you're hitting it. It doesn't have any forced pressure against it as it's coming down because it's just tension up.
That makes sense.
It should push down, even if it hasn't pulled down yet.
With the arrow on and you installed, was it 13/16 automatically off the riser?
Eyeballing it, yeah, it looks like it's exactly 13/16. It looks like exactly where I would start it at for tuning it. So I'm assuming 100% it is.
So
but that's what they said. They literally, they have a jig when they bolt it together that it's 13/16 off of the riser, off of Matthews.
How much does this cost?
$249.95.
When do you get these in?
They're supposed to be shipping them to me January 2nd. Once I actually have them in stock, I'll put them on the website. I have 200 Matthews specific coming and 100 universal coming, and then 20 left-handed and 10 left-handed universal specific. Universal specific is for other integrated bows or a standard just direct mount on your Hoyts and your PSEs that have the integrate back on them, because their bolt doesn't line up in the same spot as Matthews, so you can't just stick a Matthews one on there. If you're looking at that and go, well, it's just like Matthews, don't just buy the Matthews one if you have a Hoyt or a PSE. You need the universal. It still mounts in the back, but it's got a bigger plate here, so you can move it forward or back based off of where your bolt hole is. I have a bunch of those coming too.
Okay, guys, if you have more questions, drop them in the comments. We make content around what you need answered. Thank you, Josh, for your time. Thank you guys for checking out the channel. ABT, always be tinkering. Try to find the best system for you, for what you're trying to do. We appreciate you. Catch you on the next one.
Gotcha.
I brought a few different arrows so we can tune the bow to every individual arrow in my quiver. I have 144 arrows. We can spine align, index, noctune, bear shaft. Yeah,
I mean, it helps so much better than a slide offset. Oh, I might know one or two things there.
Ready?
Weren't you pointing left before too? Yeah.
We got a top kick.
Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop. Shimmy, shimmy, rock. Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop. Haven't heard that in a long time, have you?
Down, down, baby.
I put that back. Yeah, I put that back to the old elementary days, man.
So we're in the same position.
Yes, we are.
You want to move up a size on top hats
We want to shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop.
because you like it 13/16. You measured?
Of course.
Okay.
This way. A lot more.
All right, Danny. Pressure that way. Got it?
Got it.
Well, sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
You good? He's good.
You're welcome.
Decent.
Your money, bro.
All right, let me get out of your hair.
Get out of here. Stop taking up all my time, Daniel. I got other stuff to do. There's like people here and stuff.